Alright, it is 9/13, May the 13th, 21, and these are the stocks in the main watch list. It's just going to be number 5 setups, HMBL, LTNC. These could be just little cheeky, tiny morning panic bounce plays, but I have a fear that maybe, and it's not really a fear, that LTNC could do some kind of a reversal. You know, it's faded a lot, it's dropped a lot, and the fact that we had this large midday, well, I guess slightly afternoon spike, right? That might just be enough to keep some people from not wanting to sell at the market open, or maybe even be a potential reversal. So I'll be watching the HMBL. I'd rather not do a morning panic bounce play, but if it looks very clean, I might consider it. NGCG would like to see a drop with lots of volume. Maybe that won't happen with this. This might be like that, what is it, KYNC stock. It's just not trading much volume, but it did do a nice uptrend. I saw it when it broke, I think when it broke this level right here. It was pretty impressive. Just wanted more volume. I just need to realize some stocks are just not going to trade with volume. They're just going to do their own thing, regardless of what I wanted to do. These are the stocks that I'm going to be looking at. GGII. Morning panics as well, GVSI too, but this one not as much as GGII, just because this one seems a bit choppy with low volume. But I guess if it does a panic, it's going to have more volume. So these are the main stocks right now, and yeah, we got 15 minutes till the market open. Oh, and on top of that, I'm going to be just taking it very cautiously. Not too cautiously, but on the other screen, I'll be watching the overall markets because we are starting to head in a bit of a downtrend. Now, if it's going to drop to like 400 and bounce from there or something like that, sure, it could do it. But if I just see that the markets today are just dropping like crazy, I might be more hesitant on dip buying something, because if the markets continue to be fading extremely, harshly, what's the chance that this stock that I'm buying, this OTC stock, speculative stock on the panic, is just going to keep going and make a stutter step? So I'll keep that in mind as well, but that's the setups I have right now at the moment. Okay, it's 9:38 a.m. I did do a trade here with NGCG. Now, I am doing better holding, but the thing is that this thing just had a lot less volume than I thought it had. It was just, I have it here low volume. I didn't think it was that low. It's not like I'm trading large position sizes, but yeah, we had a first dip right here, and I considered a buy because there's a chance it could hold right here at 70, and that's pretty much what it did. I got a buy at 71 right here, and that was at 9:35, so that was his first green candle. Immediately had a spike right here, right? And then we had a bit of a downtrend. I sold at 9:37 right here in this little doji looking candle, but the volume is just so bad that I just got out, because the volume, I tried also selling right here at 73 at 9:36. I wasn't getting executed. So that's when I went ahead and decided to just get out immediately. Because it doesn't seem like the level 2 here reflects on the actual prices. For example, this shows 7 cents, but then I guess now it's 7 cents. We have a print at 7.14, but it shows 72, and then some unlucky people got executed at that wick here at 77. So just very illiquid, very choppy. So I got out of the position just because the volume was just a lot worse than what I thought it would be. It's not even about risking it off a level. If the volume is just that bad, I'm not going to trade it. I did miss GGII. Would have wanted to have bought in the wick here. Wasn't able to. Just wasn't there for it. Was looking at another stock. I think it was HMBL. I just took a quick look and I missed the turn right here. So I don't regret that too much. And then, once it's here at 78, I don't want to, even though it's nice now at 91, you don't know it's going to go to 91. You might think it's already at the top of the range, especially here when it broke VWAP. So, for me to be going in at 78 when the thing was at 72, 70 not too long ago, just feels like a big chase. Even though I got to the 90s, it's nice volatility. Just didn't want to be, in what I feel like is a chase. So No setups at the moment. I'll definitely keep looking. GVSI downtrend, but for me to want to do a morning panic bounce play, I mean, it'd have to drop like 20% for me to be interested, or just look a lot cleaner than what it's doing right now. HMBL did nothing, and GCG's at 69, so it did break that 7 level. It could cause a max panic from here and uptrend, but volume is crap. I might remove that. Stock LTNC did do a spike, a nice spike right at the open, so it is starting to try to do some kind of a reversal, but nothing's set in stone yet. It might even be a buy here at 3 cents. This is gonna be a wash, no setups, but I'll definitely be looking. Okay, it is 10:02 a.m. I'm just gonna do a quick recap. LTNC, I saw it here. Looks like an inverse head and shoulders, but a crappy one, because I don't know, it just doesn't look that nice. It's doing a small uptrend. I feel like this thing could do an uptrend, but this is the kind of trade where you'd have to hold for several days. I don't want to hold this stock overnight. It's a sketchy company, but it could totally be something that will be a slow reversal over a few days. That's just a vibe I'm getting. I could totally be wrong. NGCG, just low volume, small drop, didn't do much. HMBL, nothing I want to trade here. GVSI keeps downtrending, but if it doesn't do like a very sharp downtrend, right, nice and clean, I'm just not going to trade it. GGII, again, this was the one that worked out here, a morning panic bounce play, just missed it here, didn't want to chase. Sure, it got to 98. Heck, it got as high as 10 threes, but I just don't want to chase. That's all I got at the moment. I don't see any setups. Alright, it is 11:06 a.m. The markets were not looking too nice. The setups weren't looking that nice. Just boring, liquid, no volatility. So I actually went to the post office. It was a nice drive in my car. Nice day outside. Convertible top. It was a pretty good drive, and just, you know, it was nice to take a little break, just from preventing myself from any, you know, degenerate or just not optimal setups. Just nothing I really see. ICBU, I did consider it when I came back as like a first dip under VWAP setup. It's a first, in theory, a first green day. Not really. It didn't look too nice. It was a bit choppy. In theory, yes, it got as high as what, 24, and if you were perfect, right, 21, but more likely maybe a buy at 22 and a sell at 23. Just not much range. And that is with ICBU, GGII. Again, missed this setup here. I did consider it a little when it had this dip towards VWAP. Had I have been there. I wasn't there. But I might have considered it. Maybe not, because it didn't actually touch it. And it's not really the best daily candle. GVSI doesn't look too nice. It did do a nice reversal, and I guess I was right with LTNC, it being a potential reversal. That's actually pretty nice. Maybe had I concentrated more, could have considered a buy, but I don't regret it too much. The volume isn't, you know, that nice, but it is showing some kind of a reversal. I'm glad that I kind of called it, but maybe next time I'll actually be in a trade as well and profit from it. NGCG, this is the stock that I was trading. I mean, I guess it did it from 65 to 74. Best case scenario, very liquid. And it was ultimately, it doesn't seem like it because of the volume and liquidity issue. It's actually a starter step here because it did drop below 70. Kind of do a max panic, stop loss, whatever you want to call it. Drop, and then it did its bounce back to 74. I don't mind that trade. It was a good attempt. So I guess I'll be looking at LTNC, maybe a buy towards the market close if it does some kind of reversal. That looks very nice. So far, not really. I'll be looking for more setups. I didn't see anything that was up that I really liked. I guess MTVX. I remember seeing it before and not liking it. Yeah, it's just not very good volume. So I'll be looking for more setups maybe towards the afternoon. But right now, I won't be, you know, dedicated. I'll just be casually looking at the markets. Alright, it's 12:11 p.m. I would be considering maybe like a cheeky buy right here, ideally at the lower 34 level. Big seller, not a big seller, a big bidder on the ask. I don't know, it just seems like something that could do some kind of reversal. I probably won't trade it, but I'll definitely look and see how this one does. It could make a head and shoulders, shoulder, head, and maybe a shoulder here, but it did dip and kind of hold this level right here, and you know, given the previous price action, it could try and reverse. If I were to trade it, it'd be a tiny position just to say I traded it, but the time isn't too good, but it looks like some kind of a potential. It's just gonna be a watch. Probably won't trade it, but in theory I might be, you know, in a trade, and I'll just see how it does from here. Okay, it's 12:40 p.m. I'm just doing work and casually checking on these charts on the side. GGII, I considered it for like a buy, a long hold, but it's just sketchy because it just had a red day. I guess it could try to regain itself near the highs if that's what it wants to do. Pretty nice. LTNC, I'm not sure, I think it was 12:11 when I made my last update. It's holding right at this level. This is pretty sketchy. I would probably just cut the trade because it is midday and it's not looking that nice. I'd probably cut the trade, not want to risk a break under this 33.5 level. In theory, again, would have been very small position speculative because it is a bit sketchy. But this is sketchier than me, but this is the one that keeps going because I guess there's just still a lot of, you know, momentum, volatility, volume that LTNC just doesn't really have. Still pretty impressive. I won't trade this. You know, had I traded it, I would have considered it maybe here. I'd be fearing that it's going to be a lower high here from this level and these levels. A level of resistance. But now that it kind of broke past it, if it can hold this 102 level, the longer it can hold above it, the better. Still a far distance from the VWAP, but this thing can totally run. I'll just make an update later. Okay, it is 2:26 p.m. 2:30 is going to be a webinar from our crook, and after that is going to be Matt Monaco. So I figured to make an update here. GGII is doing okay holding, but it's not. It could be worse. It could definitely be worse. It could, you know, it could uptrend towards the end of the day. I just think it's a bit sketchy again because they had that big red candle yesterday. It could just be short sellers, you know, covering. I don't really know. It's just I don't want to trade it, but it could uptrend. GVSI looks like crap. HMBL is downturning a lot. I saw it here when it was doing like this inverse head and shoulders thing. It kind of did it right. I mean, from here, from 89 to 91, we did have a follow-up at 93, but not really that good. NGCG, not doing much. You know, my buy at 71 back here, it wouldn't have been that bad. You know, there was plenty of chance to sell for a profit. I traded that very nicely, I think, considering that I didn't know how bad the volume was going to be. I mean, I knew the volume was bad, but I didn't think it was going to be too bad on the, you know, potential first red day where there could be a lot of selling, a lot of volume in that sense. LTNC is closing, or at least, I mean, we still got an hour and 30 minutes, but it's closing pretty badly. It actually broke the day low here. It could randomly reverse, sure, but this is not good for anybody who wanted to be long. I mean, what can you say? It's a pump, basically. HMBL is its older cousin. Now, it can try to reverse, sure. And maybe it can be the next Microsoft, but I highly doubt it. I don't see any setups here. So, no setups right now. I'll keep looking, but again, I'll be watching the webinars. I'll be more focused on that. I will take a quick peek maybe, you know, in the next hour or so to see if there's anything that might be good as a buy towards the market close. Overall, markets have improved greatly. Still down, but it's improved greatly. No setups right now. I'll be casually looking. Alright, it is 8:45 p.m. I've been pretty busy. I watched the webinars, had some other things to do. Eventually finished, so I'm just gonna, of course I have to, I have to call it off. Now 8:45 p.m. Markets closed a while ago. GGII did have a somewhat nice close. Just sketchy because it was red the other day. Although I guess you can say it held this level right here, held VWAP, and it continued to go through. I took a screenshot of this. I'm gonna start saving screenshots of stocks that do a nice run up into their close like this with their daily chart and all of that, just so I can start to get better at recognizing patterns. I had a feeling this one could do it. I was just too sketched out even to trade a small position. I just need to get better at that. I've been trading really tiny positions. I like to trade something larger, but I just don't want to, okay, let me trade a larger position and then I start getting in trouble. I don't want that at all. Didn't make much today. I mean, I had a small position, small trade, 1% gain, $3. It wasn't much. NGCG was that pattern. It kind of worked out. It did do like another follow-up dip, and then it did it nicely. I guess nicely, if you could say nicely. It wasn't that nice if you ask me, because the volume wasn't that good. LTNC did do an uptrend. I thought it was doing an uptrend, but it still finished down on the day, which is disappointing for anybody who is bag holding this stock. It could still try to reverse because the candles do show some kind of an uptrend. At least it's not downtrending like this, but it's holding. Of course, tomorrow it can continue the downtrend, but at least right now it just looks a bit better. Unfortunately, that probably means less morning panic bounce play opportunities. HTZGQ, this one is very nice. I would like to see it run Friday and then maybe a nice morning panic bounce play again. On Monday, that wouldn't be so bad. HMBL actually closed 18% on the day. It just kept having these downtrends, and it would spike, but again, that's pretty bad. Pretty bad. That's something I try hard not to get stuck in, some stock that has a downtrend and you want to dip buy, but then it keeps downtrending. So of course this one isn't that volatile that it would cause something like that where you dip buy, it bounces a little, and you lose a lot, at least for me, because I don't hold too long. But I try my best to stay away from that type of setup. It just wasn't a clean big red candles, long red candles downtrending. Instead, that was a gradual downtrend. Same here with GVSI. Nothing I want to trade. I'd like to see a big volume downtrend, but it just might not ever be that type of stock that will do that. And there we go with GGI. Just gonna call it off. Overall, a pretty good trading day, and I look forward to tomorrow. I studied a lot today, went through those webinars and watched another one, so yeah, look forward to tomorrow. Overall, a pretty good trading day. Would like to see myself trading larger position sizes at some point, sooner rather than later.